Okay. Look, while while I'm boiling potatoes in the kitchen, I will provide you with this walkthrough video. Look, this is a very simple scene. There's just the three lights, focus point for the camera, particles, and background. And also it's a magical project because it contains sound effector. It's built on MoGraph system. Also, it's heavily depending on Nespresso. Okay, first thing you need, and this is very important. You open particles, then you point to the sound analyzer, then you go to the effector tab. Hope it's by default is open. And the effector tab, you choose a sound. I will provide you with the sound from Liberation Antidepressant. Just a guitar sound. It's not a full song. It's just a guitar. Always is better to choose just one instrument for audio visuals. Because you will have a cleaner look and it's going to be easier to work for you with the audio spectrum. Okay, I open this one. Nothing is happening. I will hit play. Boom. I will point. Something like this. Okay. I will zoom in. Everything looks the same. It's not what you saw at the beginning. Totally not. Why? Because when you load this new track, it loads all defaults in the sound effector, so it doesn't remember what I was setting previously. So you need to set on your own. Okay, when you load the sound, then you choose the window, and then you need to go here down. You need to change the sampling mode because if you have a peak, it will provide for each object same values. So you can debug and check out how it looks. I go out from the camera view, and these clone cubes are affected by the sound effector. So when we select a parameter, you can see, so the parameter is scaling. So these cubes are populated and they are affected by the sound analyzer. Well, we go back to sound analyzer, we go to effector, and we change the sampling mode to steps. Immediately we see, oh my god, it looks, yeah, wow. Let's play sound. Okay, now it looks more like a Christmas tree. Yeah. I can start to see the frequencies there. Yeah. I will play a little bit more and you will see how the particle system changes here. Now we will get rid of the carpet and we'll start to see a Christmas tree. Yeah, this is exactly what I want. That's it. Select Sound Analyzer, choose the track, set the frequency window, and set the sampling mode to steps. That's it. You have it. Now we can go deeper and I will explain all the other variables that you can change. We will look inside the espresso. So we will open espresso. Espresso. And look, it's espresso tag. It's kind of remind me of the beginning of this debugging tool. Okay, anyway, we'll turn off the debugging tool so it doesn't mess our minds. Well, what we have here? Okay, we have a particle tracer. Yes, we can trace particles in an object mode, and you can apply amount, how many frames it will trace. For example, if I set 2, I will play. So the lines are very short. We can go to minimum 1. So they look like a sparks. I mean sparks. Sparks, yeah. They look like sparks, yeah. they are sparkling. Well, you can make really sparkling video with this. I think I need to go and check out the potatoes. Okay, well, potatoes are boiling. They are still hard. I mean, they are not ready. Yeah. Well, so I was just testing. Yeah, they're hard. Also, you can make trace life like really long, like 20 years. Not the years, it's frames, like not 20 years, like. Huh? See? Well, we will stick around some 8. So we have some 8. This is very profound function, and this variable is very good. Also, you see that there is a condition field. I go out. So this is a condition field. So you can see there is a cube drawn around the particles. Well, I start play, and I can change the size of the cube. You see? All the particles which are inside the cube, they can live. They can't live outside the cube. Well, this is the box field. And this is a condition field. When the condition meets, the particles are killed. This is terrible to kill particles. Actually, I like more the idea that the particles can trace for 20 years. Yeah, the next one is a field force. Oh, it's a 3-dimensional noise. That's all. It's a vector field. Well, when the particles are spawned with a specific velocity, they're like shooting out, and then they enter the field force, and the field force is kind of strange place where the particles are guided through. The random field is type is Berlin. It's a Berlin. Also, you can choose a turbulent, but I like Berlin. Some people like Nagi or Luca or Hama. I like Berlin. I always liked Berlin. I'm classical. So you can play around with different noise, but sometimes you don't know like what I'm doing there. What's going? You can visualize. See, you can visualize. That's the noise. There is other tools that you can visualize this much more better. Blah 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 blah. Display box. Blah blah blah. Here we have the length. Blah blah blah. Inline density. Here. Yeah. 2 ways. I think for us the 2D version is completely fine, and you can see there is a hot areas and there's cooler areas. It's like lava. More brighter, more stronger. Capito? Capito. And when you select this field, of course, I scale it up to 3000, but you can be normal. You can scale to 100. But when you scale to 100, it looks like a sandbox. See? I hit play. So they are just wiggling around, like really wiggling around. This doesn't make any sense. What I did here. You see? Now our random field doesn't make any sense. So they are just wiggling like they're going. And of course you can set up strength. Like you go force field, and then you go to object, and then you set strength like 5000. Bigger number, stronger field. Huh? See? Just jumping around. They look very. I have seen some medical visualizations. I don't know. I think we're going to change this back. No. It's confusing me. Yeah. Also, you can find a box field here. It's simply limiting a random field. At the beginning, particles are spawned with velocity, and then they are entering a random field. But the random field is a little bit off. It doesn't start really at the particles. So the particles goes, they are straight, and then they are entering a box field, and the box field activates the random field. So I can select the box field, Set it somewhere here. Let's play. I'll go back in the camera view. Particles are straight, and only after half they start to bend around. It's only then they are influenced by a random field. So, that's all. Yeah. Nice. They are affected. Everything works. Okay. Last part. I need to go check the potatoes again. We are close to finish or end. Also, we have spawned a lot of particles, and the potatoes getting soft. they're not that hard anymore. Quite soft. Espresso. So we have all these emitters here. We can double click. Probably it will open just some window. It will open. Double click. It will open. We can see we have some variables here. The first one is Y shift. Y shift. Why we need shift something? Yeah, why we need shift. So you can shift all the particles at once, up and down. This is useful when you change the setup. For example, you have, instead of 16:9 horizontal, you want to go vertical. So you change camera, and then the particles are spawned somewhere in a 1/3 or 1/4. So you want to set them a little bit down or up or square. Yeah, it's handy. And the next one is spawn rate multiplier. These are all multipliers because particles are controlled with the sound effector, so we can't get the information directly from the sound effector. First we need to affect the cubes on the seat, and then we can get information from the cubes. So we can crank up the spawn rate like 500, and immediately we see the effect. Or we can try 10. Yeah. And sometimes it's very handy because you want to have just few particle, very long tails. Go back to object, set here like 8. I see, very nice, beautiful. The next one is velocity multiplier. We can decrease this one or increase. If we increase, it's going to shoot through and going to shoot through the random field and then bend little slightly like. Also we can shrink it down like 50, and they are see, they are very weak. In this case, yeah, 1000 is fine. So spawn rate, multiply velocity, and the last one we have lifetime. A lifetime in seconds. Also we can set 0.5 seconds. See, they even can't reach they nearly can't reach the middle. We'll go back to 2. Okay. Next one is the particle group. Particle group is where all the particles are stored. When you cache your particles, then you can scrub the timeline. Boom, 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 boom. Look. Go back. Yeah. So cache particles. So see, they are caching. Wow, that was unexpectedly fast. Why you need to cache? Well, one thing is you can scrub. You can see there is something strange going on when we scrub it very fast. The tracer is still a simulation. One thing is scrubbing around the timeline, another thing is rendering, which is very important. You sit rendering and it crashes. Well, with simulations it's always a good idea to cache everything. Cache it, bake it. Probably your song is longer than 1 minute. I hope it's 15 minutes because I really love long songs, long music. At least 15-20 minutes, one track. Wow, lovely. It's a good job. Well, okay, we can solve this. we right click and look for bake alembic. Don't click it directly, you click it on the gear. Okay, by default it's going to be like here, and end frame is always going to be 150 something. You need to set actual end frame, and then you hit OK, and it will bake all the lines. So the lines are baked. Oh, well, we see kind of fake information. Turn off your particle tracer. Also, it's a good idea to turn off the particle group. And now we see only pre-baked traces, but nothing in the render. Yeah, it's very simple. You need to grab this redshift tag and apply these to the baked particles. Yeah, that's the end. This is the last thing we can look inside this redshift tag, and you can see that I'm rendering these spines as a hair. Also, you can choose other objects how you could render, and I set thickness to 5, front point. Yeah, that the front point is wider and then it shrinks down. These are tails. That's it. I will set everything to default back. Will upload the file and also delete all that pre-baked stuff. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Have a good concert. I would like to see what you created, like how it looks like. What's the music? What's the music? What you play? Like probably it's something very good. Thank you so much. Just drop me a mail or message, something. Show me. I want to see. I want to see. I want to hear the music. I need art. Thank you. Thank you.